Hey guys, you want to go to a party, maybe get a drink, maybe go to a club later tonight, get drunk, have some fun? How about it? What, you don't want to? What, are you a nerd? What, are you a geek or something like those guys? Those guys picking their noses, reading books all day? Books. Welcome to TMS, where everyone's a teacher and everyone's a student. Geeks and nerds. What does it mean to be a geek or a nerd? Well, let's cover the surface first, shall we? Let's talk about the meaning of geek and nerd. I saw somewhere a while back in my adventures in my life, someone said that the geeks are the ones that... Now, just a moment, let me get this right. The nerds are the ones that create the software, create programs, etc. And the geeks are the ones that master and learn how to use those programs and expend them within the world of the software. But never mind that. We all know what it means if someone calls someone a geek or a nerd in school or even at work still. Well, let's get a little bit deeper now. Geeks and nerds are simply terms people use to label their difference. Is it a bad thing, a good thing? It's a label. And eventually, by the age of 20, 30, 40, people shouldn't be living by such labels or even using them. And if they are, then they haven't reached a certain point in their life or level in their life where they should understand that these are just labels. Labels that people use in high school and primary schools. Children call each other out of jealousy or just not understanding the difference. By the age of 30 or 40, we should clearly understand that we are all different. Yet, in some instances, in some ways, we are all the same. So what does it mean to be a geek in school or a nerd? A nerd means, if somebody calls you a nerd, it means you're smart. It means you're studying. It means you know a lot about something. You can be a Star Wars geek. You can be a zombie nerd. And what that means is you have a passion for that type of thing and you know everything there is about it and you love it. You might be an X-Men or a Marvel geek or nerd. So, geek or nerd now is being used as someone that's somewhat of an expert or a very passionate person or enthusiastic about something specific. If they say you're a geek or a nerd in general, well, that just means you study and research things and that's all you do and you read books. Alright. Well, isn't life about learning and having fun? If you don't know how to play a game, can you have fun with it? No, you gotta learn how to play it. And life's the same way. You want to enjoy life? You learn how to play it. So if somebody calls you a geek or a nerd, don't be offended. Take it as a praise. I often refer to a quote, a saying from a movie. This was actually from, I believe, Fantastic Four with Silver Surfer. And you know the leader of the group of Fantastic Four, he's a smart guy, he's a very educated man, and rich because of that. And he's working together with an army general. Alright? And what the army general says, let me make this clear for you and your pack of freaks. I'm the quarterback. You're on my team. But I guess you didn't play football in high school, did you, Richards? That's what he said. He said in high school, he was the leader of a football team. He was the quarterback. And now, Richards, this smart guy, is on his team, so you better listen to him. And I love what Richards says in reply. Because Richards, now, he pointed out that Richards is a nerd. So what does he say? So Richards replies with, you're right, I didn't. Meaning, he didn't play football. I stayed in and studied like a good little nerd. And 15 years later, I'm one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. I'm engaged to the hottest girl on the planet. And the big jock who played football in high school, he's standing right in front of me asking me for my help. And I say, he's not going to get a damn thing unless he does exactly what I say and starts treating me and my friends with some respect. Excellent. An excellent movie quote and an excellent lesson for life, and especially the life of the younger folks. Unfortunately, I said younger folks, but the truth is there's a lot of older folks that still follow this similar mentality. Now, when people are young in school, they learn about the creator of Facebook. They learn about Bill Gates, rich billionaires. Aren't these guys nerds? Didn't they figure out something nobody else did? And look how rich they are. Do they have to worry about not having muscle or hanging out at parties? They can go to the richest, best parties in the world, and if they want, they can get a personal trainer and be big and buff and powerful within a year if they wanted to. So if somebody calls you a nerd, you say, awesome, I am a nerd. Thanks. Or say, no, stop. It's not true, I'm not a nerd. So remember, nerd is not a bad thing. Geek is not a bad thing. Jock, in America, people call jocks people that play the sport. And that's all they do. They focus on the sports like football players. There's good and bad in that too. These are all just labels. I say, be all of it. Try it all. Try everything. Experience everything. Be a nerd of life. In my life and adventures, I often tell people, I'm a complete nerd. Some people say, I don't look like a nerd, or I look like this, or I look like that. I've looked like many types of people within my life. And that's why I say you should experience everything. Because the nerds, the people that others consider nerds in school or work, they do miss out on other parts of life. And the jocks, they miss out on other parts of life. And the goths and all these other labels. So realize that these are all just human-created labels. And that outside of human reality, they are useless. They make no sense outside of society. They don't even label someone good enough to say this is red and this is blue, because they are so, in general, they are so tiny. Sometimes I say about myself for my adventures that I'm a nerd. I'm a huge nerd. What does that mean? That means I have a passion for some things. I know a lot certain things. That's all it means. Sometimes I even say that what people consider a nerd in general society is not what I look like. Sometimes I say that I should have a completely different body and a different face and a different way that I talk and act because of the types of things that I like and that I've observed other people like as well and what they look like. But in the end, you get surprises. And then you realize that there is no set type of person for each kind of passion or love. You can look any way you want, you can come from any race or sex, and you can express your passion and enthusiasm for whatever it is that you love and research it. So remember, if you're a jock and you're learning too much about football, they're going to call you a nerd. And you know what that means? You might just become a huge investor, sport investor, or a coach, or motivational speaker, or an excellent player. So, that's a good thing. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I love you all. And until next time, live. And always try to live in the rhythm of the world called harmony.